Hemp Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use Hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market, made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
One of the key principles we like to teach our members at Phil's Stock World is be the house, not the gambler. Stand around a casino, and every day you'll see thousands of people walk through the doors and play various games of skill and chance, and yet none of them are likely to ever be as rich as the person who owns the casino. That, over the long run, the odds are always in his favor. This is not gambling, it's a mathematical fact. How would you like us to teach you how to use this simple mathematical concept to turn investing from gambling into earning by teaching you to be the house? This is the key to learning how to be a true investor in the stock market and not just a hapless trader of stocks. Or, to sum it all up, we'll teach you to be the house and not the gambler.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Hemp Boca Show. We're broadcasting live from Delray Beach at this beautiful, beautiful art gallery. We're located at 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach, so if you are in the area, please stop by. We'd love to have you. We have a few chairs here. You're more than welcome to come by, but if you do show up, you're going to get a microphone and you're going to be put on the spot, so we'd love to have you. And but first, before we get into the show, I just want to do a shout out to Jean, co-host and partner. She is just not feeling well, so we want to wish her well. She'll be back next week, I'm sure. But so do shout out, rest, a lot of chicken soup. We miss you. But I am actually fortunate to have Mr. Phil Davis here again from philstockworld.com. Thank you very much. Yeah. I appreciate you being here as always. And so I wanted to just get into a few things that's been going on with Hemp Boca. And if you are interested in learning more about Hemp Boca and our products, you can go to hempboca.com. All the information is there. We do keep up with current information about we have new products now, the no THC line products, and lab reports we posted up on there. So again, it's hempboca.com. All the products are there. And there's an email there. There's also a phone number, 561-330-5655. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to help you. But I wanted to just recognize that Hemp Boca is actually going to be in New York. And I know, Phil, you're going to be there for supporting us, and we appreciate that. But it's something that we're actually pretty proud of. We were chosen. There was only 20 CBD companies in the U.S. that were chosen to be a part of this, and it's the first CBD summit down in Greenwich in New York. So on the 21st through the 23rd, if you happen to be in the area or you know someone that is it's interested in CBD or want to learn about these 20 different companies and their products, you can show up. It's open to the public on the 21st to the 23rd, and it's called The Space, and it's 515 Greenwich Street, number 506, New York, New York. I will be there. Phil will be there. So if any of you are listening or in the area, would love to meet you in person and have any questions, you can purchase products, you can scout around. They're going to be dressing up an office in it's going to look like a retail store. Mm-hmm. And so it's pretty interesting. So what do you think about that? Well, it's not actually. It's not just us. It's an interesting thing to come to. It's not just
Yeah.
us. It's our
Right.
the 20 people they selected have a lot of cool products. These are basically the 20 best CBD companies in America, and they're all going to be there in this one location. They've been picked by Kevin Harrington's company. He was one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. He's not on the show anymore, but he's also a billionaire, and he in fact owns a company called As Seen on TV. So, whenever you see like products on TV and there's these stores in the mall As Seen on TV, that's his company also. And their organization has picked what they think is the 20 best CBD companies in the country. And I was actually looking at the different products. I was looking at the list yesterday, and I was like, damn, these guys got a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah. No, we're proud to.
We can all share. Yeah, it's going to be fun to get together with all these good companies and talk to them about what they're doing.
For sure.
And how
We can all learn from each other. And I'm
it's a big industry, so it's not like it's not like you all have knives out or anything.
Yeah. There's plenty of room to go. But I'm a big component of like supporting each other or not looking at us being a competitor. I think it's going to be great for everybody. Like we'll be able to maybe answer some questions of somebody else there that can help others, or they can help us too. But I'm looking forward to, checking out other products. I know there's a lot of new products coming out that I'm sure some of them are going to have that haven't been released or they're just filtering in. But yes, of course, we're partial to Hemp Boca. I mean, I think we have some great products, and we actually we just received a testimonial, and one of the greatest testimonials that we've had. We had a customer reach out to us that her relative that has been trying CBD products for a while, and I think probably a good 6 to 8 months of just different CBD products, and she had injured herself, and from that injury, she just every day it was like neck pain, shoulder. I mean, she was just describing all the different chronic pain or she's had, can't sleep, anxiety, migraines, things like that. And so we ended up sending her a product, one of our tinctures, last week, and I just out of the blue we get a phone call that she couldn't believe how she felt from in the same day, within an hour or two of taking our 600 milligram tincture. And she said that, with my injuries, the injuries I had and the chronic pain and the sleep and anxiety, this has been the first CBD product that I have used where it helped me. And I could not believe, so she offered to do a testimonial, which we're going to be having on our website next week.
She can come down?
So,
where is
she? She's in Cocoa Beach area.
Well, Cape Canaveral?
Yeah. Well, she can call in too.
Yeah.
We're gonna be working on that. I've already reached out and made an actual suggestion to be on the show. So most likely she'll be calling in. So we're in the process of doing that. But she's so we're very excited.
It's good to have people come down and actually talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Those testimonials. It's like I was watching the religious show on a Sunday, and the guys got all the people come up and testify. It's very good, as they testify how their thing worked.
But the other thing I want to do, Phil, is like we have a lot of testimonials locally, but I want to go and a lot of them are business owners. I want to broadcast and I want to go to their establishment, not only and then talk about their experience being on our product personally, but also talk about them selling our product, because when we have an opportunity to be in a retail store, we don't just, here's an order, place an order. We want the owners to actually try our products first. And I think, we want to get them to understand.
We do want them to buy it.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But
It's also important. It's also
Yeah.
important, though, to have them experience.
Store owners, for the most part, they know their customers. They know if they're going to want something or not want something. But we're going to some non-traditional places and letting them try our product. By the way, so this is the case. It's not my product. I'm an investor, and I invest in lots of things. And one of the things we invested in was Hemp Boca. But this is the a retail display that Hemp Boca puts in your store with all the various products. And we're getting really phenomenal results.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
We are doing a promotional right now, though, if you're a store owner, where we will drop off a sample of the gummy bears, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, yes.
And what is it, a box of 20?
We have, yes, we're actually it's actually becoming a success. So we're actually getting the word out, and Phil came up with a great idea to go around, Delray and Boca. Again, Hemp Boca, the first thing we always want to do is start out in the local communities, right? We want to support each other.
Mm-hmm.
So what we decided to do was go around and offer on a consignment basis where, each order it comes with 20 packages of our Hemp Boca gummies, and the other.
Oh, that's not it.
Yeah. Well, it's not even here, so it's
not in here.
That's
Anyway.
okay.
This
So-
kind of package, though.
Yeah. So it's a week's supply. There are five in there, and we do have in a few spots right now throughout Delray, and they're selling. And so we're really, really trying to get more and more on board. And basically how it works is that we just come in and we drop them off. You fill it in a green consignment form. And we just share in the profits, and you have an opportunity to sell to the public and get them out there as much as we're all about just wanting to help as many people as we can. There's a lot of benefits of taking those gummies. I mean, we have customers on there taking
Well,
fibromyalgia
it's a great way
too.
for people who are thinking about the product to try it and see if it works. Because
Yeah.
it is, you get really good results from just the gummies. And the gummies are $20 packet, right?
That's correct.
So it's
They
a
retail
$20
for
packet
20.
of gummies. You get a week's worth, 5 gummies that you can take over the course of a week. And you can get some pretty dramatic effects just out of the gummies. So don't be afraid to try something and see if it works.
Right.
And, come down here, give a testimonial, we'll give you some free gummies.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah, no, we're getting. It's great
it
because
can all go around in a circle for you.
and they're not your typical size gummies, by the way. These are very big. Some of our customers are actually cutting them in half and just sending them out to 2 weeks. But you get your money's worth. First of all, it's 25 milligrams of CBD. There's no THC in these gummies, but. Kudos to you coming up with that idea.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
what I
working.
take. That's how I take my CBD.
You do one a day,
Yeah.
and it helps.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That's good. But you were taking the tinctures.
I took. I
1,000,
don't like
huh?
the taste of the tincture.
You
I
just
don't
don't
mind
like
the gummies. So for the tincture,
everyone's-
I'm not going to take the tincture every day. I don't like the taste.
I'm a big believer. Like the blander it is, the better it is. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I know every now you do when you taste our tinctures, especially it tastes earthy, but it really kind of it does.
Okay, I'm just.
Not a good description.
I don't know.
Come on.
It's not earthy. Whatever.
It
It tastes like medicine. I mean, to me,
Really?
yeah, a little. Yeah.
Last week somebody said it tastes like coconut oil. That was interesting.
I don't drink that
because we
either.
have coconut oil.
Okay. Yeah.
But I never.
I would agree with
everybody
that.
has
But
different.
it does taste like an oil, which I guess it is an oil, basically, though,
Yeah.
right? Isn't it like a?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, it
so that's.
But
why
when
it
I
tastes like oil.
when I try, I use I take the 600. But when I take it, it's like got that earthy taste to it. But I'm used to. I don't know. It took me a couple of times to get used to
No,
it.
if you want to get used to it or whatever. For me, it's just I have a jar of the gummies in my bathroom when every night when I happen to go in my bathroom, I'm like, oh, gotta take my gummies, and that's that. So boom, open. I just go pop, boom, done. So for me, that's perfect. I'm not big on like.
I do want a quick shout out. I want to a few places locally. That eventually we're going to be getting them on the show and being part of the show. But I want to send out a thank you to Alan over at Robot Brewery and Boca Raton. Also, Robar from Robar Beauty and Salon in Hallandale Beach, and Spa Z, Merrill over in Boca Raton. They're all now carrying our products, and we're very, very happy and thankful for your support. Soon we're going to schedule some time where we're going to be out there and broadcasting at their locations as well. But
Okay.
So. We're getting out there slowly but surely. We're getting out there, but
yeah, it's a good way for people to start trying the product because it's very inexpensive and it's very easy to take. It's very quick to have an effect. So it's a lot of positives for the gummies, especially.
And we are also working on a project that we're not to release details right now, but we were just. We're able to connect with a professor from an elite university. And once everything's in place, then we're going to be, obviously providing more details and stuff. But this is something that's going to be huge for not only Hemp Boca, really, but most important is for all the people that we're going to be helping, and what we're working on today.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what's going on, but so. I know we can't really talk too much about it, but I wanted to share. I mean, there's a lot going on with Hemp Boca, especially in the last week or two. We're very thankful with Gene going to Thailand and really initiating the conversation over there. So we look forward to in the next few weeks or so in a month, and sharing you in more details of what Hemp Boca is doing, to help a lot of people out there with CBD.
I'll tell you, just today, Molson partnered with a beer company, with a company that makes actually THC in Canada. I forgot the name of the company, but they partnered to create a beer with actual THC in it. And we've been talking to some beer guys about THC beer, about CBD beer, sorry. But Molson just did nationally in Canada. So Molson is the beer of Canada. It's like 60% of the sales of beer in Canada are Molson. And I think it's like $11 billion worth of beer. And they are going to have a product now that has infused with THC in the beer. And what I found interesting about it, though, we're talking about taste, is Molson doesn't want the flavor of their beer to be altered by the THC. So they're doing something called microencapsulation, which means that there are teeny tiny little capsules floating in the beer, like suspended
to maintain
in the beer,
the most
sealing in the THC. So when you drink it, you're just drinking these teeny tiny little gel things with THC in them as well. So the THC, and I think it stops the THC from deteriorating in the beer. So in other words, they're putting, they say microencapsulation means you can't even see it, but that's how the THC is being put in the beers. They've got these little micro teeny capsules of THC that they put into the beer, so that the THC isn't affected by the alcohol in the beer, and the flavor of the beer isn't what Molson, of course, because the brewmasters at Molson, they don't want it compromised. Well, I got to tell you,
I find it interesting.
Brador happens to be my favorite beer. Real Canadian. There's a brand of Molson called Brador, which is a little bit like more alcohol, like about 7% alcohol in Canada, and that's the best. That's my favorite thing to drink.
Well, we're in discussions with a distillery, rum distillery, and a brewery to infuse our product in their beer.
Right.
But the issue,
so I'm wondering if we can microencapsulate.
Well,
and even if we can't,
here,
it's a great term.
here you can't with THC.
No, CBD.
But CBD.
Yeah. We could still microencapsulate
CBD, no THC.
If anyone's picky about the flavor, though, we now have a solution.
Well, I find it interesting because
I like hemp beer. I actually drink. There's a brand of beer called hemp beer. It has been for years.
Right.
I'm not sure why it was legal, but it probably doesn't have CBD or THC. It just has a flavor of hemp. But I always liked it.
There's two ways. I'm learning this part about because there's a lot of questions surrounding what's the most effective way, to infuse beer. So right now there's two things. One, we can't infuse, or the insurance companies that are out there will, that insure cannabis companies will not add a policy on there to cover this unless you can't brew beer with CBD right now. But you can offer CBD to a customer after the brew. So for example, this brewery that we're working with, obviously they make their own beer, so they'll make a batch of beer, and then they're selling it at the bar. So let's say you order a stout, right? You like one of those stouts, right? So you order a stout. You as a customer can order that stout, but then you can say, okay, then can I have a stout with a packet of CBD? So the customer can add the CBD themselves into their beer if they wanted to.
Customer has to.
So the customer. So there's two ways of doing it. There's you have the isolate, which is the powder. You can do the powder form, or you can do the oil. So the question, which is really the best way to approach it, I said, well, you can do it in a packet, powder form, and right there with the drink. And that's what we're facing right now. But I do see it happen.
Hang on, commercial time, I think.
So, but anyway, all right. See, I'm so passionate about this. Commercial is already here. We'll be right back. The Hemp Boca Show live in Delray Beach.
Hemp Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use Hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market, made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
One of the key principles we like to teach our members at Phil's Stock World is be the house, not the gambler. Stand around a casino, and every day you'll see thousands of people walk through the doors and play various games of skill and chance, and yet none of them are likely to ever be as rich as the person who owns the casino. That, over the long run, the odds are always in his favor. This is not gambling, it's a mathematical fact. How would you like us to teach you how to use this simple mathematical concept to turn investing from gambling into earning by teaching you to be the house? This is the key to learning how to be a true investor in the stock market and not just a hapless trader of stocks. Or, to sum it all up, we'll teach you to be the house and not the gambler.
Experian Travel, a subsidiary of Cruise Planners Travel Advisor, is merely a selling agency and makes no warranty expressed or implied. Each Cruise Planners is individually owned and operated. Experian Travels and Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and a very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. Our travel advisors will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. We specialize in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you.
Welcome back to the Hemp Boca Show. I am here with a good friend, supporter, investor, Phil Davis from philstockworld.com. During the break, we had you were notified that somebody had sent in a question as to why Hemp Boca was chosen to be part of this CBD Summit in New York. It was one of the 20. And we're very, very grateful. It took about 2 or 3 months. We were first contacted from the CEO of As Seen on TV, Karen Harrington, and of course, when we're contacted, especially in this in industry, we have to do our own due diligence as well. We wanted to be sure that what was initially offered to us, or the purpose of the phone call, was legitimate. So we had to do some verification, and kind of vet what was being told to us, and so we kind of took our time, and we actually.
Well, Chris is saying because we get a ton of phone calls for people who want to work with us, and it's,
yeah,
you got to really. It's difficult to tell which one's legitimate.
Well,
which
yeah,
ones
in this industry, you do. You get these phone calls where they're just offering things from in being an investor to doing this, and of course.
Well, it's a time commitment because once you say, okay, we're going to go ahead with this project and work with you guys, we're filling out forms back and forth, we're having meetings and so on and so forth. But the bottom line is, look, it comes down to, the quality of the products, the manufacturing, the pure organic that we use, which is a unique way of approaching the business. Nobody matches our lab tests. That's why we're actually speaking to countries to be part of their national health system. So the countries that do have national health care, they're very, very, very concerned about the quality of the products that they're going to be distributing through national health. And we're one of the only ones that are going to pass those kind of tests that they put you through. Because, you know, and it's just like anything else. I mean, like you go to Whole Foods, and there's only a certain amount of products in the whole country that they're going to be willing to carry because they've got a lot of qualifications. In fact, we're going through the qualification process at Whole Foods now. But they have a lot of qualifications for products that they carry, and it's the same thing. It's just there's very few people who are going to be up to that standard. And why? Because why would you want to? If you can get away with not doing it, you can. But we sort of went after that end of the market where people actually care about these things.
But what was interesting, though, Phil, we didn't call them. They found us.
Right.
You know, and that was, you know, obviously we were, pretty
we
proud of
have
that.
that reputation.
But prior to that initial phone call, they were vetting us a week prior. Vetting us, they went to our website. They, you know, obviously they found myself and Gene, of course, and they did their vetting and what prompted them to call us was our mission. For one, first they liked the website. They felt that the website was very professional and it sent the message. Two, our mission. Our mission is to help as many people as we can with the opioid epidemic, and you know, and this is not a cure-all alternative to opioids, but our goal is to try to help as many people that have, you know, an addiction or afraid of addiction, or the opioids not working, where they have a healthy alternative for pain relief. So they really like that. Was, you know, it was very attractive to them. And then from there, they wanted to learn about Gene and myself. So from that point, when they kind of knew us on a personal level, I explained how Hemp Boca started, why I came up with Hemp Boca, the name, and how I got Gene to be involved. They were intrigued by that because it was from a personal experience. It wasn't just I woke up one day, I want to be a business owner in the CBD industry. It came from a personal experience in helping a child years ago, or just being there for him, you know, on a volunteer basis that was terminally ill from cancer. So, and then we ended up had an opportunity to meet with the CEO, and one thing led to another. They tried our product. We sent them a care package of a lot of product, and they actually spread the product around in the office. We were told that Mr. Kevin Arrington did have our product. I cannot confirm they actually tried it or not. I'll just throw that out there. But we were told that he did request, and one was given to him. So you know, from all of that, you know, after a couple months, we were then asked to be part of this opportunity, you know, CBD Summit in New York. So yes, you know, we're very grateful. You know,
there's a huge press thing on Thursday night, right?
Yeah. You know, we work so hard. Obviously, everything's been organic. You know, and you know, with Phil coming on board, you know, Phil too. I mean, you know, what you're doing, to help us get to the next level. We're so grateful. We really appreciate everything you're doing. But everything we're doing behind the scenes at Hemp Boca is organic, and we didn't realize what they're offering. You know, not just Hemp Boca, but the 19 other companies. The first night, we're going to be interviewed by well-known top media outlets. You know, and they actually reserved time on the billboard sign in New York, Times Square, and they're showcasing all our companies there. And so it's a big thing. You know, they reserve spots throughout the city on billboards, you know, advertising. They've already started last week. So the first night's VIP. And then, you know, we're going to, you know, of course, we're going to be asked a lot of questions about how Hemp Boca and why we're probably different than others and things like that. But then on the 21st to the 23rd, it's open to the public, where anyone can just walk in and they dress it up like a regular retail store, and you just pick and choose and buy your product. There's going to be cashiers and cash registers all set up and to purchase your product. So it's a big thing. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, but just going in and being selected, we're very fortunate. And that's kind of how Hemp Boca.
Yeah, it's going to be a good thing.
So
show.
Thanks for the question out there. We appreciate that. But getting back to what we were talking about. I do want to reach out to anyone on social media. We've been posting a lot of requests to have guests on from different parts of the cannabis industry. You know, you yourself, you're in a part of you are on the medical side of things, and you know, you want to just touch a little bit on what you do, and you know, with your company as far as the medical marijuana.
Well, again, not my company. My company invests in various companies. Phil Stock World itself is a site that teaches you how to invest. But some of the investors from Phil Stock World and other people have built a company called PSW Investments. That company acts like a sort of a venture capital firm where we'll fund companies and bring them to market and help them grow and expand and so on and so forth. We also lend our expertise. We have a lot of top-notch people, CEOs from all over the world, people who used to run major companies. So we have a lot of people who can be mentors and help businesses grow. In this case, what you're talking about is we have a company called New Age that we've invested in California. New Age is a top medical marijuana manufacturer, and what we were helping them do is move into the recreational cannabis side. Yeah. So they had many years experience being the top provider of medical marijuana in California, and they wanted to now expand into the recreational side. So we're moving things in that direction. But again, it's the same theme that we look for in a partner. Is they are incredibly high quality, top-notch ingredients. They're in fact, they were one of the only people that passed California upgraded all their rules and said, you know, you must conform to all these standards. And us and one other company were the only ones that actually made it through the first round and got licensed. So right now, there's actually quite a shortage of marijuana oil in California because there are so few people that got licensed. But we're one of them. So it's good for us.
Yeah, you know, you bring up something too. I want to point out with Hemp Boca on the CBD side of things. We're the same way. We only partner with and work with those that have the correct licensures and the certifications, whether it be FDA registered facilities or good manufacturing practices, things like that. You know, those certificates, those are important. So, you know, before we even launched products, you know, we educated ourselves on what to look for, you know, and who. Because it's going to come back at some point. I mean, consumers are going to need to ask those questions. They want to ask those questions. You know, what where your products come from, what certifications you have, or this and that. So we did all that up front, and so we're glad we did that. We wouldn't be where we're at today, I don't think, if we chose a different route.
Right.
You know, so I agree with you, but what we're looking for. Are professionals that are in the cannabis industry, whether you're an attorney, a lawyer, a farmer, business owner, whatever contribution that you have to the cannabis industry, we'd love to have you on as a guest. So you can reach out to us on our LinkedIn page as well. It's where we've been blasting a lot of requests, invitations. You can call us at 561-330-5655. We also have an email, media@hempboca.com. It's important to us because we want to grow this show. We are actually growing into television. That's another thing that we're gonna be looking into. And I think having that behind us, and thanks to Dawn and Freddie, our producers from the Brooklyn Cafe, we really appreciate your support. But moving into television, it's only going to broaden our audience, and when you broaden the audience, then you have the potential of positively affecting more and more people, with CBD products, not just Hemp Boca, but just really gaining knowledge, right?
Yeah. Also as an incentive, if you're in the cannabis industry, we are PSW Investments is launching a $100 million cannabis fund. Mm-hmm. So it's basically a hedge fund that invests in cannabis companies. And we are looking for people to invest in. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be looking in various states. So if you want to come down and talk to us, great. I'll talk to you too. And if you've got, feel free to come down here and tell me why we should be investing in your company, because we are looking for people to put money into to help build their business. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So that's going to be a huge project for the next 5 years.
Wish you the best on that. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, so if, and we do have, sponsorships as well. So any of the guests, we'd love to have you on just so you can, kind of see and feel how the exposure and if it's something that you want to continue and be a partner with at Hemp Boca Show, we'd love to have you on as a sponsor as well.
Can I ask Phil a question?
Sure.
Investing in cannabis companies, legally, how can you do that, and what companies are being able to be invested in?
You can invest in anything you want. It's it has to be legal in the state, obviously, that you're doing it in. But in fact, they're actually they're putting forward a bill in the House, which of course doesn't mean it's going to pass the Senate. But they're putting together a bill in the House that protects all these state companies from being overridden by, it protects state legalized companies from being prosecuted on the federal level. So in other words, if a state is legal, the feds can't come in and say, well, it's illegal in the country. Because right now it's kind of a gray area because federally marijuana is illegal still. But on a state level, the states allow it. Now, states' rights protect the companies generally, but it hasn't been challenged. But it's always that shadow hanging over your head. But as from an investor standpoint, I can invest in anybody I want. It's a matter of the risk we take that says that possibly they could change the rules, or you know how Jeff Sessions was like, oh, I'm going to crack down on marijuana companies. He never did do it, though. And at this point, I pointed out to my guys, in fact, we were looking at the chart for the marijuana companies last week, I believe. There's like 40 states now that have legal medical marijuana. Big business. There's another 20 states that have various stages of decriminalization and legalization. 11 states fully legal marijuana, and these are big states: California, Illinois, Nevada. Not just little states, and other states are putting it in. Michigan is another big state. Big swing states that have legal marijuana that's becoming a huge industry. Colorado alone collected $1 billion in marijuana revenue. And that's another swing state. Not a lot of votes for there, but it's another swing state. So when you start putting together this thing that so many of the states care about, they're not going to let it go. You can't come at the federal level because you will get creamed politically. It's just like saying, oh, we don't like oranges anymore. We're going to shut down the orange production. All the states with oranges will freak out. Now, if you don't care about those votes, go right ahead and do it, but you are going to get killed. And that's the thing. Marijuana is becoming a huge industry with hundreds of thousands of people employed in it now. It's paying a massive amount of taxes, not just on the state level, don't forget. These people are paying federal taxes too. So it's an income stream, it's a job creator, it's a growth industry. It's taking up space in all the malls. There are now CBD shops, right? Mm-hmm. You have to say, you know how they say retail is dying out. So retail is dying out. You have to have new businesses created that thrive in a time to replace it. And that's really been one of the reasons malls have died out, because everything's been this boring, clothes, bracelets, jewelry, blah, 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 that Amazon can deliver. And after you've seen the same thing for 30 years straight, you don't care if you buy it on Amazon or go to the mall. There's no variation. You need to have fresh things. You need to have interesting stuff. And that's one of the reasons that people go to the malls, is to see something, try it, check it out. And this freshness is a wonderful thing for the industry. So from a commerce perspective, it's great.
I find it interesting because on the CBD. Okay, we're going to continue this conversation. We have another commercial break. The Hemp Boca Show live, Delray Beach, Florida. Be right back.
Experian Travel, a subsidiary of Cruise Planners Travel Advisor, is merely a selling agency and makes no warranty expressed or implied. Each Cruise Planners is individually owned and operated. Experian Travels and Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and a very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. Our travel advisors will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. We specialize in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you.
One of the key principles we like to teach our members at Phil's Stock World is be the house, not the gambler. Stand around a casino, and every day you'll see thousands of people walk through the doors and play various games of skill and chance, and yet none of them are likely to ever be as rich as the person who owns the casino. That, over the long run, the odds are always in his favor. This is not gambling, it's a mathematical fact. How would you like us to teach you how to use this simple mathematical concept to turn investing from gambling into earning by teaching you to be the how. This is the key to learning how to be a true investor in the stock market and not just a hapless trader of stocks. Or, to sum it all up, we'll teach you to be the house and not the gambler.
Hemp Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use Hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market, made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
Welcome back to the Hemp Boca Show, live at Delray Beach. We were just touching on, there was a question that was presented to us to Phil about, how can you invest in the cannabis side of things or marijuana things? Is it legal? Is it legal for illegal? But I want to touch on the hemp, the CBD side of things. You said something that was interesting. You said that, marijuana is illegal in the federal, but not the state. But here on our end, it's the opposite, right? Because CBD was...
It is the opposite. You're right.
Yeah, CBD was signed over in the Farm Bill.
Yeah, the Federal Farm Bill of 2018 authorized CBD to be sold.
To be a dietary supplement.
As a
So it's no longer a
supplement.
Schedule 1 drug.
Yeah, which means there's no rules, essentially.
So, it kind of touches on Dawn's question a little bit because here's the thing. I read in a story here in Florida. Well, you remember that grandmother in Walt Disney World that was arrested for having a hemp extract CBD product on her. It was no THC.
No.
She didn't even need a prescription for it, but yet she still had a note from her doctor.
They were totally
to recommend
wrong,
it.
and they apologized. But the action of ill-informed
Oh, for sure. security
people,
Right.
And police, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
so when I'm reading these articles about the politician up in Tallahassee, what I don't understand, and maybe you can enlighten me. When I'm reading these articles, they put so much emphasis on CBD. That's what you see in their reasoning to keep it illegal in Florida. It is officially still illegal, but it's going to pass very soon.
What do you mean by illegal, though? Because I see
because it's
enough
more
CBD,
it's the
there's
CHC
CBD stores though operating.
Right.
They got business
This is where I don't understand. But here's the thing: their articles they're focused on CBD. It's not the CBD that they're talking about. It's the THC.
Mm-hmm.
So then why? How is it that you're allowing businesses still getting their license to sell CBD? It's not.
No, not business getting licenses. There are CBD stores.
No, I know that are
in Florida that got a license to own and operate a CBD store
for
The whole
strictly to
purpose
sell
of the
CBD.
store. Yeah,
it's not like a 7-Eleven that already has their license and they just wanted to add another product to their line. These are businesses that strictly sell CBD products. Mm-hmm. So here's my theory. One, yes, it's federally approved, right? State. The reason why they're not pushing the current laws and they're just sticking with the federal, because at some point they have to revoke all their arrests or
you
their
don't have to, but it's kind of.
But at some point
it's kind of a dick
costing,
move not to.
No, I know, but listen, you read all these arrests that have occurred,
mm-hmm.
but within 24 hours, Phil, they're removing, they're dropping the charges. They're
it's an
across the board.
education
So
process,
it's the same
though,
thing.
because the local officers are not caught up with the changes in the rules, and they say, "Oh my God, this guy's got he's got 2 bags of CBD. I got to arrest him for that." And meanwhile, it's legal,
right?
Or it's not illegal enough that any judge is going to sit there and throw a guy into jail or fine him even for having some CBD. Not federal. And of course, anybody who gets arrested in Florida and is charged or something can appeal to the federal court,
Right.
and get kicked because it's federally legal.
Exactly.
And that's the whole point of the judicial system. When something's federally legal, the states can't override it. But they do. But then again, it's the same states' rights issue in reverse. Exactly what you said.
And to my and where I'm going with this is that as an investor yourself, a PSW, obviously you wouldn't have been able to invest in either Hemp Boca or anyone else that if it was really illegal, right? It wouldn't allow.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have been. You would not
say
have.
allowed, you're allowed, but I mean, again, it goes back to it's like it's not smart, and my investors and people who put money into our hedge fund and stuff would be like, "What are you doing?"
But it's not just here, though. There's so many other investment firms that are buying into or starting CBD companies, even in states.
Well, no,
where
like I said, we're putting together $100 million fund.
Right.
Which is effectively a hedge fund where people put money in, investors put money into the fund. Mm-hmm. We then take that money, aggregate the $100 million, and then decide that we're going to give a couple of million to this company and a couple of million to that company, and we own pieces of lots of companies. What that does for the investors is it spreads their risk so that they're not putting all their money into one shop or one business, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we're investing across the board and across many states. Also, that means that if one state suddenly decides to crack down or something, we're not too overexposed.
Yeah. I guess what I don't understand is when you read these articles, they say the reason why this person arrested or the reason why this person has a suspension on their store licenses, which we knew a couple that happened last year in West Palm. It's because they found CBD,
mm-hmm.
but it's really, isn't it about THC?
But the police don't know the difference.
Yeah,
this is an education issue. That's the thing, and but the industry has to educate the police force about the difference. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that are legal, certain things are not illegal.
I would
certain kinds of massage parlors are legal, certain kinds are illegal.
I think it'd be great if a police department, if anyone who knows a police officer or is a police officer, police department, we would love to partner with a police department and help and do presentations or literature and do Q&A sessions and stuff. We would love to do that. There's no consistency. Because you have other police departments that are like Sarasota. Just recently, the chief was like, cut and dry. CBD is illegal. We find anybody in Sarasota, we're going to arrest. But when you're down here or West Palm, what have you, they don't look at it that way. They don't interpret it that way. In fact, there are police officers knowingly that are using no THC CBD products, themselves. So it's going to take time, as always. But people like us will be able to help and contribute.
Any change takes time.
Sure.
But and again, it goes back to look. First of all, they're gonna legalize THC in this state probably within 2 years.
But are they gonna legalize it where it can't be like a certain amount, kind of like the 0.3%, sort of, as an example?
No,
or do you think they're gonna legalize it across the board?
Like all the shops. Look, do you know how many medical places there are now that not only sell but deliver to the entire state, including Sarasota? That all you have to do is go to a doctor and say, "Oh, I got a bad back, and can I have a THC card?" And they give you a license to have medical marijuana. And then you just pick up the phone and call one of 100 different people to deliver it. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard. So it's a way California was 10 years ago, where to say, everybody had a medical card. I've got California. Everybody's got a medical card, and all the people with medical cards are handing things out to the people who don't have medical cards. And it was just a joke, and everybody knew it was a joke.
Right.
And after a while, the police just said, "Oh, who cares?" And then after a while, it becomes a law, and the police say, "This isn't worth enforcing. It's not worth our time. It's not worth checking out. We're not going to write up tickets for this idiocy. It's just something people do. End of story." And then the state finally goes, "Okay, we're going to just make it officially legal and be done with it." Right. Because at least that way we get some taxes. Otherwise, it was all being done illegally, and they weren't collecting any money for it.
True. What about the insurance industry? Do you foresee it's going to take a long time, I'm sure, but what about the insurance companies? Do you think that they're going to follow suit and create some sort of insurance policies to help cover the cost of these products, or on the medical side.
I'm not even medically.
Yeah, medically.
It's cost effective, so I think that compared to taking opioids, if you can take some gummies instead of opioids, it's going to be cheaper for the insurance company to have you have the gummies. Mm-hmm. So I don't see why not. I think they're always looking to save money, and if you can come up with an intelligent way they can save money officially, that they would be happy to do it. But you know from all the people that you hear from back, that all the testimonies, all the people who say this thing's really helped me. I was able to get off painkillers. I was able to, it cured conditions. My epilepsy went down, Parkinson's better, all these different things that it helps for. You know that there's a really positive, definitive effect. You know that. I know that. Most people know that. But technically, the studies haven't been done because, opioids, the things that they prescribe, were studied up and down and sideways for decades, and they had all, and even though we know there are problems now that people get addicted to them, they weren't looking for that. What they were looking for at the time was whether or not people, now these days they check to see if something's addictive, but back in the 20s or whatever when they started doing it, nobody cared it was addictive. They were like, oh, it helps, it stops the pain, therefore it's effective. For the FDA to certify something as effective, they have to do a lot of studies, and we're in year one of having it even be able to be studied. I mean, there were certain universities that have done studies that got special permission to study the effects of THC and CBD, but very, very few and far between, and nothing that the FDA would consider a definitive study, which would mean that that they would then be able to, that a healthcare company could then rely on it and point to it and say, look, this is as effective as OxyContin, therefore try this first because it's 1/10 the price of OxyContin. An insurance company can't tell you that until there's a large level of vetting. And so it will be, although it's logical to you and it seems to work right away, it's like a no-brainer that you should try THC first for a lot of these conditions. An insurance company, unfortunately, they kind of have their hands tied, even if they want to.
I was just sitting here thinking they were able to, on a state level, legalize medical marijuana that has CBD, but yet it's not legalized to the full, like on a state level. CBD itself is not legalized on a state level. I'm not, but you're right. I think it goes back to understanding the difference.
It's all too new, and the laws haven't changed to keep up.
Well, I mean, California, what was it, in the 90s, were they the first state, weren't they? It was in California, the first state in the late 90s on a medically.
Yeah, not medically, but that's very different than recreationally.
Right. Recreational was Colorado.
Yeah.
Right? That was
Colorado went first recreational, then California said we should do that.
Right. So
right, that was easy for them.
But even back then, I mean, during those days, I know hemp wasn't really recognized. It was more cannabis. That's what they would always reference everything is cannabis. But not everybody understood that cannabis was really not just the marijuana plant, but the cousin of which is the hemp. But they focused more on marijuana. So, but yeah, I know it's getting out there. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be legalized in Florida, alone. I mean, so it's
probably the beginning of a very large scale wave. It's like when Prohibition ended. It's like not overnight. Everybody came out with liquor, but all these liquor companies started up at the end of Prohibition. A lot of them started, and probably thousands of companies started like there is now. There's thousands of companies who have CBD of some kind. Sure. But only in the end, you have your Budweisers, you have your Miller, you have the big companies that survived and thrived over the years. Because after a while, things, certain brands and companies stand out and maintain themselves going forward.
You mentioned earlier about job creation. That is huge. That it goes way beyond just helping people with relief. This is strengthening the economy. This is giving a revenue stream, like you said, but also an income
an income stream for people. You know,
Well, of
for the
course.
it
Well, look
creating
at you.
so many.
Look at you. You're hiring salespeople, right? And then we go to stores. We're going to places where certain retailers are going to pick this up, and they're going to have people who have to do the work, and it's going to expand their business. Like I said, Molson is coming together. They built a whole company to sell that. In fact, frankly, that's a trade I have. So if we still have time, and I think we have a little bit of time.
Well, yeah, we do have like 2 minutes. You'll take to the end. I just want to point this out. Just in 2018, right? They calculated just under 10,000 jobs that were created in the cannabis industry, just in the state of Florida alone, the entire year, right?
Yeah.
In January of 2019, almost surpassed that in job creation. Whether you're sitting at home, working from home, online, or actually going to a store, it doesn't matter. Anything to do with cannabis industry, hemp, marijuana, thousands and thousands of jobs being created here in Florida. Florida is going to be one of the top states on not only job creation but in sales. Even though it started in Colorado, years.
Well, Florida's much bigger than Colorado.
Yeah. But Florida is going to be, so I'm so glad that we're here. But I want you to take the last part of the show in your stock.
All right. Well, speaking of Molson Coors, we thought this is a Phil Stockworld thing because we analyzed the risk of things like this. But we thought that investing in the marijuana company, and I still frankly can't remember the name of them, but hang on, I probably have it right here. Yes, Hexo. I don't know. Okay, well the company's symbol is called Hexo. The Coors is partnering, not Coors, sorry, Molson is partnering up with. So we found that we thought investing in Hexo was risky because Hexo is like a $1.4 billion valuation that makes no money whatsoever, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, as I mentioned, Molson is an $11 billion company, but they actually make $1 billion a year in profit. So I would rather invest in Molson, who is going to add maybe 10% to their bottom line, than invest in Hexo, who is hoping to swing for the fences and add a home run, only because Hexo already has a lot of that valuation built in. It's expected of them to make that money. So, as an investment, which we're going to add to the Hemp Boca portfolio, which I'm going to send to Chris, and we're going to have it officially done, and we're going to put it on the Phil Stockworld site, but I'm going to just quickly put it out there for you. This is going to be the trade. We're going to sell 10 of the 2021 4750 puts for $4.40. That's $4,400. And we're going to buy 20 of the 2021 $50 calls and sell 20 of the 2021 $60 calls for a net of $4.50. And that's $9,000. That's the whole thing. So the whole trade costs $4,600, and it's a $20,000 spread. So you can make $15,400 in 18 months on this spread. All right, and you have to have some margin because you're promising to buy the calls, probably about $3,000 in margin. But this is a spread, and I'm going to detail it out for you in much better detail. You're going to be able to see it on the website. It's going to make it not. It's not going to make. It can make. It has the potential to make 350% return on your money, 335% exactly on your money in 18 months. That's the kind of trading we do at Phil Stockworld, and we look for, we read the news, we figure out a trade, and we set something up. And like I said, we're not going to buy the risky marijuana stock. We're going to buy the not risky beer stock that's partnering up with them, and they should both do well off of this combination of having some marijuana beer.
I think, now I'm not going to pretend I just understood what he just said, but he is the expert. But I think what we should do at the end of every show is have a segment like this.
All right, yeah, I could explain it. If we take a little bit more time, I could explain it
well,
better.
Yeah, but I think this is good stuff.
No, we're putting this portfolio together called the Hemp Boca portfolio. Yeah. And we're starting out with, I think we decided we were going to start out with $50,000. And we're going to see if we can turn $50,000 into $100,000 by next year.
That's awesome.
We're going to double the money in 1 year.
Because,
that's what we're going to try to do to teach people how to do these investments.
Within our audience, whether you're using CBD or not, there could be investors, stock investors, that this information would be very helpful to them.
Yes, and that's why it's fun to do a few.
The Hemp Boca show.
Industry-related investments will be fun.
So thank you, Phil, for being here from
You're welcome.
philstockworld.com. If you want any more information about Hemp Boca, go to hempboca.com. The phone number is 561-330-5655. Again, Gene, we hope you're feeling well. You'll be back next week. Anybody in the New York area, we will be there. Again, 515 Greenwich Street, number 506, New York, New York. It's called The Space. Open to the public from the
Friday,
21st.
Saturday, Sunday.
23rd, yes, 23rd. Thank you for joining the Hemp Boca Show, Delray Beach, Florida. See you next Tuesday.
One of the key principles we like to teach our members at Phil's Stock World is be the house, not the gambler. Stand around a casino, and every day you'll see thousands of people walk through the doors and play various games of skill and chance, and yet none of them are likely to ever be as rich as the person who owns the casino. That, over the long run, the odds are always in his favor. This is not gambling, it's a mathematical fact. How would you like us to teach you how to use this simple mathematical concept to turn investing from gambling into earning by teaching you to be the house? This is the key to learning how to be a true investor in the stock market and not just a hapless trader of stocks. Or, to sum it all up, we'll teach you to be the house and not the gambler.
Experian Travel, a subsidiary of Cruise Planners Travel Advisor, is merely a selling agency and makes no warranty expressed or implied. Each Cruise Planners is individually owned and operated. Experian Travels and Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and a very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. Our travel advisors will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. We specialize in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you.
Hemp Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use Hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market. Made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.